So, what is probably our final car to take to the ring here tonight, a 1985, supposedly, Renault R4. Look at this speed. This is what speed feels like, guys. It really is. And compared to the Fiat 500, this is quite speedy. There's a couple older Renaults that we will take around the ring here in our time trials. This one, of course, that old pre-Clio thing. And then, of course, also the Gordini. Oh yeah, this is the fastest car we've driven. By a long ways. It might not even lose that much speed going up a hill. Well, compared to the Sambabus, it loses over 1,000 pounds. As you'd expect. With this little hatchback, I guess. 110 there. At our first split. As away she goes. I was gonna say, do the blinkers work? I think they do. It's just so faint that I can't really tell. I'm gonna say they work. And hey, the horn works. I kind of forgot that we had horns in this game. There's that for you. We've got a horn. 80 miles an hour in the Renault R4, which is probably terrifying. I would imagine that if you were to actually take one of these around the Nordschleife in the modern day, it'd probably shake like a motherfucker. Alright. I actually have to get on the brakes decently hard with the Renault. I don't think we're going to be doing anything sub 10 minutes here. Don't get me wrong. But I'm saying, Spood is coming. Even tonight, you can see just how much faster we've gotten as this has progressed. $88 miles an hour. Might be the fastest I've driven here in this game tonight. There is, of course, the question of just when are we actually going to crash? Because it will happen. Which car will be the first one to fall victim to a crash? It could very well be the Renault. Even though this feels like the most planted car that we've driven so far. Trying to keep as much speed as I possibly can, and that could be what kills us. We get on base, we don't, we get further along here in this. You don't really have to worry about trying to maintain your momentum too much because your car is actually going to have power to make up for the hills. But early on, no, not so much. The Renault is just barely starting to get there. I think we're going to be able to climb that hill just past the carousel at a speed greater than 18 miles an hour, which is what the Sambabus did it in. Ooh, we actually pushed a little bit wide there. Too much speed. .420 there at that split. Probably could have taken a little bit more speed in there, which would have been beneficial, given that we've got quite steep incline to climb right here. As the Renault does struggle just a little bit to get up there. Slight lift gets us down into third gear. Get a little bit of drive off as we can build that speed back up again. Before we will lose it, and we do have to go uphill as we make our way down to the carousel. I'd love to be able to stay in fourth gear throughout this corner. Keep as much speed as possible. Maybe I wouldn't. I don't know. But hey, going up a hill at 50 miles an hour, I mean, this feels fast compared to where we started today. Five and a half minutes. As safe to say that we're nearing the halfway point of the lap. So under 10 minutes, not exactly likely. In fact, I would be willing to say impossible. But under 14? I think under 14 is in striking distance. But something tells me we're just going to miss out on it. There we go. Third gear. She got bogged down enough to the point that we could shift down. Good. Very good. Well, every car we've driven tonight has been faster. From the Fiat 500 to the Sambabus, and now, barring any mistakes, the Renault. That will not be the case as this does move along, even though we are going to move up via performance points. So in theory, you'd think you'd get faster just about every single time as the performance points go up. Not exactly the case. The faster we go, the more mistakes that can be made. The more unstable a car might be. Just about to enter the carousel in the Renault R4 GTO. Little touch of the brake there, which really was probably a mistake. I feel like we could have taken this corner without that. Saved a little bit of speed. Because especially now, we've got to climb up a hill to get to the carousel. AMG billboards, and we're driving a Renault. An old Renault, nonetheless. I wish Gran Turismo would keep the true Nürburgring graffiti on the track instead of just whatever they wanted to slap on here. So this is the point where we're going to find out just how quickly we can get through this. We're actually carrying a good bit of speed, but this is the steepest hill on the track. Right here. We got through this with the Sambabus at 18 miles an hour. And here with the Renault, we dropped down to 39. So considerably faster. And as we work our way towards the end of the lap, a good chunk of this is downhill. And as you move on to some of the faster cars that we're going to take around the ring, this is certainly one of the more satisfying parts of the track, because if you get it right, it just feels so good. You carry so much speed through here if you get it right. Ooh, speaking of getting it right, we did get it wrong. We just didn't pay a price for it. Starting to get a little bit of confidence when it comes to the curbs. Now, there are going to be cars that as we do progress and we do get faster cars out here, that even though just because they're faster, those curbs are still going to upset them a good bit. So it's just about knowing the car that we're driving out here, what car can take those curbs, which ones can't. Well, our first sub 10-minute lap certainly isn't going to happen tonight. But I don't know. We are actually progressing through the lap much quicker than I would have expected. Really about to enter that final sector right before the straight. And we're right at the 10-minute mark. Long section of track here. That's split at 10:08.3. What are the thoughts? What do we have prediction-wise? Are we under 14 minutes or no? That was way too much curb. Fuck your best viewers. Hey, I will say this. Viewbots being in this version of the Nürburgring time trials is way better than SME being in the old ones. I actually don't know if SME was ever around for those, but that was that period of time. We come to the straight. Just over 11 minutes on the clock. And we do have the wind pushing us down along here. Not like it's going to help out that much, but 72 miles an hour in a 1985 Renault, and judging by the interior. I wasn't sure if this was truly a car from the 80s, but I think I know now for sure. We have wipers again. It certainly doesn't look like a car from the 80s. Remodeled or whatever. I have no idea. So, it's a given now. This will be well under 14 minutes. Because we're only just about to hit 12. Right as we're about to cross under the Bilstein Bridge. Isn't it actually Bill Stein? I'm American. I don't know. So, some downhill momentum. There is a very slim chance that we're under 13 minutes, although I'm not gonna hold my breath too long. 75 miles an hour up the hill. Momentum killed off just a little bit. 30 seconds to get to the line. And I actually think we're gonna do it. Oh yeah. Well, we've gone from just over 16 minutes in the Fiat 500 to under 13 in one night. The Renault 4 GTL crosses the line with a 12:53.9. Spood, guys. That is what spood feels like.